Anyway, I promised you a little tour of the van, so I will do that now. Basically just it's like any other van really. It's an old un but good un. But I've modified a few bits as I've gone along. So right, we have kitchen at the rear, oven, gas oven, 4-burner hob, usual bits and cupboards and spaces and things in there. That's all pretty normal. Lighting was a bit crap in this van. It was basically down to these little fluorescent things, and there was 2 dark spots, one at the back where you want to work in the kitchen and the other one is at the front. I'll show you that in a minute. So I've added these couple of little cheap 12-volt spotlights, and I've also used the sticky LED tape, you know, lights on a roll, and this one is in like a little diffuser, which just makes a neater job of it. I've also used the same stuff outside on the awning, so I've gone along the Fiamma awning. There's a little groove just the right size, so I stuck a load on there and I've wired up a switch so we have an outside light as well. Give you a quick demo of that. If I flick it on, we have light outside, and there you go. It's all along the length of the awning. I'm being quick because I don't want the cat jumping out. He's getting braver. He's been out on his little leash, and of course sod's law, he wants to go right the way down there and down by the river. So the other dark spot was the front. Obviously nobody's that interested in the cab. It's got a swivelly front passenger seat, which is useful, but it was all a bit dark in here. So what I did is I started off with a little spotlight at the front, which didn't seem to achieve much, and then I got some more of that stick-on LED lighting and ran it through the curtain track, and when they're all drawn, it makes quite a nice little reasonably lit space, so you can sit in there and dump all your dosh onto the driver's seat, and then this area is now sort of part of the main area, so that works. I changed these bulbs as well. These were sort of normal sort of incandescent filament bulbs, and obviously they use a lot more amps, so I changed those to LEDs. These are next on the list, these fluorescent fittings. I think we're 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 4 or 5, so I'll have to sort those out. Right, this turns into a decent sized bed, so I'll just use that one tonight. That also converts down to another bed. You can set it up so you've got 2 decent sized singles and still get down the gangway to use the bathroom, or you can push them all together and you can have a nice big double bed as well. What else have I done to the thing? Mainly this over cab bed bit. It was a bit it's massive, but it was a bit lost. If I put my torch on, you can see it goes way back. I've got all loads of junk up here now, so you can't really tell. But anyway, what I did was modified that panel so that it uses the window. There's 2 windows in the side of it, and they were just boarded over and filled in, so it's a bit sort of claustrophobic in here. So I've exposed that window, and then what I did was I got this big inflatable Outwell sort of camping mattress, and that's a perfect fit for up there. So that goes all the way down to the front, so when all the clutter's out of the way, you've got a nice big double bed, and Harriet has sort of nabbed that as hers. I've got another little spotlight in the corner. I've also got, I can get you to see it, I've wired up a main socket in there which has also got USB sockets built into it, and a little lamp that just sort of senses movement and flicks on. So now it's quite a cosy little bedroom. So it worked out. I've also changed the vents. These were those MPK pop-up vents. So there's that one, and there's another one here. So I changed these to little mini Heckies, and they're a perfect fit. So I took the old one off, cleaned off all the old mastic, and then used Sikaflex and fitted these. So they're nice clear domes. Probably show you in the daylight. And they've got the fly screen and the blackout blind as well. So you've got two of those, one in the main area and another one over this bedroom. So that's a great space for, I usually shove all the deck chairs, and there's a table and my boot bag and all sorts of stuff up there when you're travelling, and then it's out the way when you're using it. What else have I done? Start the bathroom, your typical wet room bathroom. I made the little wooden pallet type thing for the bottom, so you can stand in the shower and when there's a puddle of water in there, it's not soaking everything, so that drains to that. And also put this rail in so you can use hangers and put wet clothes. So if you've been walking all day and you've got sopping wet clothing, you could just hang it up in there, and the heater vent in the bottom, soon dries it out. And then we've got a heater there, which is gas heater, and it's also got electric at the bottom. It's on electric only at the moment, and the little thermostat thing is set there, so that will just keep ticking over all night. On mains, that's the gas water heater, on or off. It's also got mains water heater, which is on at the moment because I'm on mains hookup. That's my little TV amplifier. I haven't really done much in here. I've picked up one of these things, so I sort of used the hanging space as shelf space, and one of these little things as well, so I can put bits and bobs on the back of the wardrobe door. And I think that's about it really. The other little modification I have done is with the TV. It's a cheap one, but it does the job for in here. It's on a decent bracket that came with a camper. I run it on 12 volts, so I've never got to keep plugging it and unplugging it. And I've also wired it in a way that it'll all come on the leisure battery while you're driving. I'll explain more about that. One of the problems with a van, I found that when you put the ignition on, it automatically switches off all the electrics in the back. So you've got no lights, no appliances or anything. I guess that's a sort of safety thing. But when we are driving, kids might want to watch a film, DVD on the TV, and sometimes they want some lighting. So I've got my special LED stuff in these curtain tracks in here. They're on their own switch at the front, so I can switch those independently, and basically I can have those on while we're driving along. So if anybody's passenger in the back at night, it's a bit more pleasant for them. And I can move this curtain down and drop it here so that I can black out anything behind me. And the other thing I did, which might be easier tomorrow to show you, but I've wired up the all the electrics in the front to one master switch off the leisure side, so I can run it all off the leisure battery, and I can switch it all off as well. So we have radio, sat nav, reversing camera, dash cam. There's a little light here, map light, and there's a
yeah. Oh, that was after it had been published, and then they said that the code
turn that off. Continuing on from last night, I said I'd show you this little AV setup I've got. So as I say, what I've got, everything at the front is on a master switch, so that comes on, that's on a relay, so that brings everything alive. And then this little radio, you can go in there and select different inputs. I've got an input from a video iPod, as I said, but I've also just got an SD card in there with some ripped stuff on there. So if I select video, movies, Harry Potter and something, then that will start playing. And volume is a bit crap on it, but it does work manually. So I've also got this little screen here, so if you're a passenger you can watch it there and I can't see it. So we've now got two screens, and if I flick the TV on in the back, and that warms up, that has also got the screen. So we have 1, 2, 3 screens, and I just picked the right bit that's very dark so you can't see. Okay, so kids in the back can watch it, passenger can watch it, and what I do is press this button and then I get the sat nav screen and I don't get the video screen. And what else have I got in here? I've got a reversing camera screen permanently wide up, so that's like my rear view mirror, and sat nav, dash cam, so I can use a bit of that footage for my videos. And there normally lives a tyre. That gives me the tyre pressures. I've always been paranoid about having a blowout, so that the battery's gone on at the moment, it's got to charge it back up, but that'll give me the constant tyre pressure and temperature of all the tyres. And I've also got another 2 on a little trailer. Sometimes if I take the trailer, it'll reach, so I know what temperature the little trailer tyres are running at, so if anything starts to go abnormal, I can catch it before I scatter all my luggage all over the motorway, which is what I was worried about. I've also got off that same circuit, I've got a phone charger thing, so my phone lives there and it's on charge. I've got this little thing coming out which has got multiple USB, micro USB, lightning and 30 pin, so that will charge up anything for the passenger. And in here there's some more USB, and a lot of those feed the things, but I use a video iPod because it's full of movies and that plays through the auxiliary input on there, and that's just an easy way of playing films. So yeah, it's like a little cockpit I've made myself at the front. I think that's it. The other modification I did was outside, which I'll show you in a bit. I did change the waste tap. This is my little modification I was on about. So I changed, that's a speed fitting, which is a 15mm. That's for the fresh water out, to empty it. That's going to get changed. And this is the waste. So I changed it for this product from CAK Tanks, and it's got a little lever there, so you just turn the lever and you've got wastewater. And this bayonet fitting, there's another part to that with a long hose, so I can, wherever, if I'm away from the drain, I can get the wastewater to the drain. Nice. And the other thing that this came with was this input for the fresh water. So there's like a gun with there's 12 volts across those terminals, with a little bit built-in pump. So if you are on a site and you can't get to the tap, as long as you've got a container of some sort, you can pump it up and fill your fresh water. I've never needed it. Don't really use that much water, but it's there if I want it. What else has it got? Bike rack, stuff on the roof. You can get up on the roof, which I've sat there on an air show one day and sat up there and watched it. And there's this great big locker thing in the back. There's a useful gadget. Plug that into your freshwater fill, and it's got a standard hose pipe type fitting on the end to fill it up with, so you don't have water everywhere. And this is that waste pipe, just a couple of 3 meters of that, and on the other end is the fitting that couples onto it. Really useful, that is. All sorts of junk in there, pop-up cone, jump leads for where I need them. There's little legs at the back you can wind down to steady it, and it has a tow bar, and this bit's detachable to allow this door to drop down, and you pop the tow bar bracket on there if you want to tow a little trailer, which I have done. I think that's about it really. This side's all pretty standard. Fridge vents, this is for the TV input, but I've never had any luck with it. I've got a little portable satellite dish, again never used it, and that's that window. You see those got windows in the top, they're part of the bodywork, but they were boarded over, so I've exposed that window and it just makes it a little bit more homely. And this is me LED stick on waterproof awning light, so that's ideal. And I've just taken a little feed through the bodywork there was like a plug, so I just drilled a careful hole and put the wire through, and I can detach it if I want to take the awning off. That's great, that's plenty of light out here when you're using that. And that's it really. The only thing on the van is a little bit of tin worm creeping in there, nothing much, but again 20-year-old van, got to expect something, but got to keep an eye on that. And here's Razzie. You alright, lad? Yeah, he wants me back. I better go back in. So that's my van tour. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll give you a view from the front. You've probably seen plenty of pictures of it. So yeah, it's a 2-berth comfortable, 1-berth galactic, 2-berth comfortable, 3 to 4 bit of a squeeze. You could sleep in it, but God, you'd get on each other's nerves, wouldn't you? But there we go. I'm trying to think what else I've done really. There's a few little mendy jobs. The table leg wasn't very secure, so I bought a better one of those. Put these throws on. But other than that, for a 20-year-old van, it's pretty mint. All the heating works, all the appliances, the gas, the water heater, all the cooking equipment. There's a 3-way fridge, all of that works fine. Occasionally little things break where they get fixed, but yeah, really pleased with it. I can't really think of any other jobs I want to do apart from update these lights, put a little a mini hecky in the bathroom, and that's it. It's a Transit 2.5 litre turbo diesel, a bit noisy, can be a bit sluggish, but very reliable and easily mendable. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. I've been meaning to make a tour of my van video because I love looking around other people's camper vans, and so it's about time I joined in the fun. Let you have a look around mine. Hope you enjoyed it, and any comments, let me know. If you've got any other ideas of anything I can do to it, or anything you like the idea that I've done and you might want to know how I got there, give us a shout. Okay, cheers. I knew there was something else to show you. Lighting again. Obviously there's no lighting in the fridge or in the wardrobe or in the little cupboard, which sometimes is a bit difficult. So I found these little lights on Amazon that have got little battery powered LEDs with a little IR sensor. So I don't know if this will work. If I open the wardrobe door, battery's a bit low on that one, but it comes on, lights up my wardrobe. I've got another one, a spare one, so I'll put one in this cupboard. That'll come on. No, that one's not going to. Obviously, if there's light in the room, they don't activate. And the fridge, I've got one in the fridge, and it's not going to work. because I'm demonstrating it. Nothing ever works when you demonstrate. Let me try and switch these lights off and see if that'll do it. Hold on, I'll switch those little courtesy lights off. Try it now. So I open the fridge, turn that one off so it's dark. I open the fridge and we have a little light. Batteries last about 3 months, AAA batteries, and then they start to die. Yeah, there you go, that one's lit up now. So really useful, dead cheap, typical Amazon job, and solves the problem. Saves me. I was thinking about wiring all the cupboards and putting that LED strip down the whole lot, but that's absolutely fine, does the job. So yeah, knew there was something else. If I think of anything else, I'll add it on to the video, but there you go, that's the van tour.